The ignorance of man when it comes to choosing a woman. Most men do not know how to choose a woman worthy of anything. Most men took a hoe that they have grown fond of and gave the rights to his body, money, and heart to her. I don't know a lot of men who chose a woman that really got their back and down for them. This is a problem. If we don't know how to pick a real queen and hold her up in the air, how is society gonna grow? Most of us are with the whole that we wanted.
You know how to identify a real queen?
Hell yeah, we ain't got none.
It's my money and I need it now. Take it anyway and anyhow. You tryna hit this nigga, I hope you got a few $100,000. Buy me bags and buy me shoes. You know exactly what to do. If I'm high as and have a good time. I dropped a perk in his drink and I don't give a damn.
I don't think we are honest when it comes to our true experiences with the women, no matter how much we love them in our lives. And that goes from girlfriend to mama. We're not honest about who they are because we let them get away with stuff. And this is the worst thing. The mama is the closest thing to love that you might get. And I ain't saying all mamas love their kids. Mama do so much scandalous. Your mama is supposed to be your information highway to hoe. Ain't nobody supposed to give you more game on hoes than your mama. But in America, your mama side with the hoes. And why you think she do that?
Yeah, let's go to this hotel and I dropped up and I robbed them. That's what I used to do. Nothing was gonna be my nigga there. Nothing. So for a bitch to motherfucker, I don't deserve. That's when I know they fucking because they do not fuck. This shit is suicide. Because nobody wanted to help me. Nobody wanted to fucking help me, my nigga. Nobody wanted to help me put me on Love and Hip Hop. Niggas wanted me to be stuck in this shit.
Greetings, you polite savages, and welcome to another Tip Talk. You see, the male delusion also exists. We talk about female delusion a lot here, but because the absence of masculine figures, because the absence of an actual real woman in a household, a lot of men just don't know how to pick women. A lot of men find themselves in a position of picking someone that maybe they're just attracted to, and maybe they make them feel a special way, make them tingle in their sackles, and then they say, hey, this has to be me for the rest of my life. And what happens? They wind up getting with someone who does nothing but use everything they can to destroy this man once they figure out that he is not what they thought he was going to be. Or even worse, they find a mercenary woman who takes everything they have and absconds with it. But you see, a lot of men just wouldn't know how to pick a woman, and Corey Holcomb points this out expertly.
Another problem in society that is never addressed on the Oprah Winfrey Show, the Dr. Phil Show. They have all these topics that, in my opinion, are just predictable. But you know what they don't talk about? The ignorance of man when it comes to choosing a woman.
I'm a hoochie mama / hood red. Hoes hate on me, my cool set. Good and capped dope, real ghetto bitch, bankroll. I wanna went through the pockets, cause he was too hard for sex.
The younger generation, just especially with the women just showing their skin, twerking. And why do you think that more younger people now want to walk around talking about sex?
See, here, let me give you a nasty imagery and gangster hip-hop rap video. Feminists get upset because it says it's men fantasizing about sexual dominance. That's not what it is. What you see up there half naked is the Oedipus complex. They're in love with their mamas as a fantasy. That's not their sexual objects. That's what their mamas look like, their favorite aunts look like, their grandmammies look like, great-grandmammies look like, and all of the friend girls that get mixed up in that. That's what they look like in July when they're hanging around on the back stoop of the projects with a halter and booty shorts, drinking a 40 ounce and smoking a joint.
A lot of those artists do come from the project.
And that's their mamas. And see if they had street cred, there it is. Psychological mixture of resentment of mama for messing you up. But you've been taught you think to love her, but you haven't been shown why. So you got a love-hate thing going on that direction for your mama and your grandmama. You have another one too, because your mama's always presented as a sexual object around and about you, even if not directly towards you. So you got a real sick thing about how you relate to your image of your mother. It's really crazy.
And like the judge said, when you look at this and you think of it in this way, what examples do men actually have to pick from? They don't have the decent ladies to pick from anymore. What are they picking from? They're picking from people who look like the women they are accustomed to, their aunties, their mothers. And we all know what these women are wearing nowadays. And this is the problem when your mom is maybe 15 years older than you and your grandma is 30 years older than you, you are going to have these type of problems in the community.
Ladies, stop walking around your sons butt naked. It is emotional, and whether you want to believe it or not, I give zero fuck if I offend in this video, because the reason why we have a nation full of toxic men with mommy issues is because their mommies are toxic. And it's time that we start exposing these toxic mommies for the shit they expose their sons to in their early childhood, causing them long-term trauma. When they become adults, they take this trauma that they have towards their mamas, the trauma that their mamas created, and they punish their wives and girlfriends for it. But as they approach 5 years old, during kindergarten, you don't need to be walking around your sons naked. And you don't need to let them sleep in the bed with you. You have to draw a boundary, because this is how it's affecting boys. And it's long-term damage that is caused by their mammies.
We on that hoochie mama shit. We don't give a fuck. You already know we drop the kids off to that motherfucking granny. Fed, washed up, put to sleep, outside, bounce in the streets.
Now, I am ready for the sisterhood and all the e-simps who just are trying to smell a punani, just trying to get a little taste to come and say this woman has a right to say whatever she wants. And you are absolutely correct. We live in a society where you have free speech. However, your free speech does not inoculate you from the consequences of such speech. Your free speech doesn't inoculate you from criticism.
Life was miserable. Like, I was living with my baby daddy mama. Like, I just, wasn't, when you just ain't where you want to be at in life. But then I came out of that. I got my own house. And then my baby daddy was cheating on me. Like, it was a whole bunch of stuff, And I had just had my son. Like, postpartum, be real.
And how did you find out he was cheating on you? You went through his phone?
Yeah, I go through phone.
Rap wasn't working out.
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing to make money?
I used to do her. Everybody named mama her, literally. Grannies, ops. I done had beefing. And they in my house. But I ain't know they was beefing, like...
So you can sit here and lay back and act like you're going to make all of this money and you will be set for life. But let's look at the truth of the situation. All of your followers are now thinking they can live your lifestyle. They're now thinking that they are going to be rich if they live that way. I would not believe this 20 years ago, but in this dusty era, people are monkey see, monkey do. They don't understand. Like we did when 50 Cent came out with Get Rich or Die Trying. We said, oh, we may actually die trying. So we better have a backup plan. We're not going to be able to be an entertainer possibly. Maybe we should get some education. Maybe we should take care of our genetic material and not have a bunch of kids because that's a drain on finances. Maybe we should not have a bunch of kids, the ladies, because that makes you less valuable on an open marketplace and less able to snag the man you want. But now we live in an era where we defend the indefensible and we fail miserably.
When your son becomes old enough to watch television and he sees certain commercials and certain things on television, everything is sexualized on TV. He's going to start feeling a certain way towards the things, specifically women that he sees on television and women that he sees out in the community, even his school teachers. His first attraction towards women is his mother. And it is on you, his mother, to create a boundary and say, hey, son, and this is subconsciously, hey, son, I'm not your girlfriend or wife. You are not to lust after me. I'm your nurturer. God put me here to be your protector and nurturer, but that's where it ends.
So even if you see it in hip hop culture, where it's pervasive in the music, this new wave, new age adult entertainers providing spicy services are directly influenced by not only this music, but also by the dances accompanying the music on social media, where I'm sure some of you guys, you go on Twitter or do a quick Google search, you'll find girls of all sorts of colors, sizes, creeds, and shapes, performing the same acts, pushing the same messages from hip-hop culture, mainstream music. And these men, these simps, they engage in these parasocial relationships with these spicy workers, readily giving away their attention, the resources away to these women. These ladies use their sensuality to extract the most resources out of men, getting this toxic feedback where the worst of behaviors, so-called empowerment and sensual liberation, creates the worst of outcomes, like being single mothers, having multiple partners, contracting different transmitted diseases, becoming more masculine, and disrespecting the very idea of femininity. So I know every average guy out here, or majority, like to watch and look at spicy pics and spicy videos, and throw a couple dollars at these spicy workers. I'm not here to pocket watch you, but I'm going to tell you my frustration how some of these guys, the ones that will spend thousands and thousands of dollars on these women, where some of these girls are using AI avatars, pre-scripted texts, or even a man pretending to be her to get money out of these dudes. Yet these guys are simps simping away on these ethos. What's crazy to me is that there's some of you that won't even put money back invested into your own personal and self-development. These kind of guys, these simps, they are hurting themselves by not investing in themselves. But to the guys, to the men, to the polite savages that are staying on code, the TIP Network rocks with you. Now, you guys out there that's spending more money on these spicy workers than on investing in yourselves, you simps, with that mother simp chip goddess chip in your brain, you're making it hard for yourself, because these ladies ain't gonna respect you, nor is she even gonna let you get a whiff of it. All you will be is right behind the men that are staying on code.
Narcissistic women create nasty, codependent, enmeshed relationships with their son, and it messes their son's minds up long term. And then when they get married, they punish their wives and they mistreat their wives and treat their wives like their mothers. They take their anger that they have for their mama out on their wives and their girlfriends, and it needs to stop.
That's all I got for you, you polite savages. Like and subscribe, hit us up on all social media networks. Any suggestions for things that you want us to cover, drop it on the gram, THPP Network, especially from our members. Our TipTube membership is very affordable. It's like a cup of coffee. And as always, ask yourself one burning question. Can you handle the tip? We're out.
We found true happiness.